When you understand that nothing that any other person does or is or acts or talks has anything to do with you or has any kind of effect on your success or your failure, then it will make your life feel much easier, much more flowing, and you will feel empowered again.
But this episode and the basics of law of attraction, the basic of being empowered about your own life is actually taking a mirror and looking to yourself, not to others, poking your nose around things that doesn't matter really, and looking in the mirror and saying like, am I doing these things? Am I the one blaming someone because they did something to me? Or am I complaining about my situation, about this person that is not good with me? Am I victimizing about something? Am I?
You won't need to criticize that person anymore because you will feel so full and so great about yourself that all you want to do is spread love onto others. It's only when there's something that's touched your ego or some kind of self-doubt about yourself that is going to trigger this need for criticism.
So forgive yourself, please, for all the mistakes from the past. They're in the past. They're gone. You're a new person. You have to stop looking to yourself from the eyes of the past, and start looking to yourself through the eyes of what's the best version of you, where you want to go, where do you want to build.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Happiness Sweet Spot. I am Nadia and this is my amazing business partner and friend Laura.
Welcome everyone.
Today is episode 7 of season 1. All this season is about the law of attraction, and today we will be talking about relationships. This is going to be like a 3-episode series, and today most specifically we will be talking about love with yourself, so self-love and the importance of that. So self-love is that caring and nurturing and loving and empowering feeling that you have about yourself. We are going to go into a lot of detail about self-love today, because without self-love, any other kind of relationship is not going to be a satisfying one to you. So we really wanted to start with this because we are going to explain how to love yourself and how to really go into all these kind of ins and outs of what self-love is all about and how to get there.
We will be covering 3 types of love in this episode and the upcoming 2. So if you're new to these are episodes 7, 8 and 9. So we will be talking about 3 types of love. The love relationship, romantic one, everyone aspires to. I think this is an episode that so many of our followers are expecting already. All about finding your ideal partner, all love, relationships, and how to attract the right one. So this is an upcoming episode, so stay tuned. The other type of love we will be talking about is love with your friends and family, and how to build and create relationships that matter, relationships that empower you, relationships that are making you grow, that are satisfying. So this is the next episode, and today's episode is about, as Nadia just said, the importance of self-love. Because how do you want to know how to love others? How do you want to know how love actually feels? How do you want to know how love is actually built if you are not even knowing how to truly, deeply love yourselves? remember, in the law of attraction, everything starts in you. It's not the others, it's always you. You are the foundation of what you attract, what you create. So today we will nurture this important pillar that is your self-trust, self-confidence. Empower yourself and feel how beautifully you can transform the way you talk to you, the way you see yourself. You will end up this episode seeing you probably with different eyes. So we are very eager and we love doing this.
So what we wanted to talk about to start off with is the idea of competition, because as you will have all observed, and probably a lot of us are mixed up in all of, I would say, just the typical habits that we have in this world of being in competition with others, always trying to be the best, trying to just be successful at whatever we decide we want to be successful at, but with the idea of being in competition with others. So we just wanted to talk about this subject because really, once you understand the law of attraction, once you understand how life really works, you understand that there is no competition. The only competition you have is with your own self, with your own thoughts, with your own feelings. A lot of the time when we talk about others, when we criticize others, when we criticize ourselves, we are always comparing ourselves with another human being. So if we can already take the other human being out of the equation, that makes life a lot easier. When you understand that nothing that any other person does or is or acts or talks has anything to do with you or has any kind of effect on your success or your failure, then it will make your life feel much easier, much more flowing, and you will feel empowered again. So let me explain a little bit. This feeling of competition is always the feeling of, I need to do more, I need to be more, I need to be better than. When you understand that everything that you attract in your reality, whether it's the job you want, where it's the partner you want, where it's the body you want, has only got to do with you. It has nothing to do with others. So if you are feeling feelings of being less than, it's only your own thoughts that are keeping you back. It's not the girl that you think is prettier than you, it's not the person you think is smarter than you, and it's not the the body of the other person that you think is better than you. It is your feelings about yourself that are keeping you back. The moment that you can align with your desire and you can feel peace with your feelings of where you're going, then nothing will stop you. So let me give you a little example just to make it clear. Let's say that you're trying to manifest a relationship, as we're talking about relationships, and you just feel that the person for you would be a certain way physically and would have certain interests, and you've made a list of the things that you like about that person, and then you have a voice in your head that says, oh, yes, but there are so many girls that are like this, or so many men that are like this, and they're better than me. How can I attract someone like that if I don't have a job myself, or if I'm not as good looking myself? Or all these thoughts are the ones blocking you. It's not these other people that you think are better than you that are blocking you. It's your thoughts about your own self that are blocking you.
Yes.
So that is very important to understand, because once you understand that there's no competition, the only competition are your thoughts about the competition. So once you remove those thoughts and you understand that there's no competition apart from the work you have to do on your own thoughts and your own feelings, then you will see how there is no limit to what you can have. Every desire you have is perfect, and everything that you want is perfect, and you can have it. You just need to learn to align with it.
There is this trending expression or trending word or trending thing about toxic people, you know. Oh, this person is toxic, I should remove it from my life. Oh, this toxic. We categorize someone toxic as people that are always blaming, complaining about things, victimizing about their situation and how poor and they're the victim of the situation, talking about others, enjoying to hear hurtful gossip about other people's lives, and they are always criticizing. Okay, we like to see these features on others and even criticize them more about these features, okay? But this episode and the basics of law of attraction, the basic of being empowered about your own life is actually taking a mirror and looking to yourself, not to others, poking your nose around things that doesn't matter really, and looking in the mirror and seeing like, am I doing these things? Am I the one blaming someone because they did something to me? Or am I complaining about my situation, about this person that is not good with me? Am I victimizing about something? Am I? Everything starts with you. You have to understand, and we have to understand, that when you are investing your time and your energy doing all these toxic things, you are not only losing your energy and losing your time building up on emotions and things that doesn't really benefit you, that take your time, and time, when it's gone, it's gone. We have to focus and invest our time, our energy on the precious things that will help us manifest and build the life of our dreams. We dream and we don't take action because we're too busy putting our nose somewhere we should not be. We are always building up on criticizing others, on looking these magazines, blaming, mocking celebrities for something they probably don't even do. Our time, the first step to having a good self-talk is like, stop investing your time in bad self-talk about others. Because also, these patterns of bad self-talk about others, we don't even notice sometimes, and this is part of what we have to see in the mirror, is that we are replicating these thoughts, these patterns, this way of talking, these judgments, we're bringing them to ourselves. We are always judging us, criticizing us, blaming us, victimizing us. The first thing we have to do is look in ourselves. And there is this sentence that shook me. I was shaking when I read this in a book, and it was, if you talk to your friends the way you talk to yourself, the way you see yourself, if you saw your friends that way, the question is, would you still have friends? Would you still have friends if you treated them the way you are treating you? If right now you're feeling like a oops, or oh no, that's where we have to start, because we are here to be compassionate to ourselves, to love ourselves, to be kind to ourselves, to discover the magnificent person and being we can be, and where we are going. You see how the energy changes when you talk about and you feel the good in you, what good you can bring to the world, how you can shine to yourself, by yourself. As Nadia was saying, there's no competition, it's in your head, because if you take your energy and time to see the good in you, your good features, your talents, and build that over and over, put the energy there, you will be so kind and compassionate to others and shine by yourself that there is no competition, because you will find your perfect place.
So following on the subject of criticizing, which Laura was talking about, we're going to talk about that now. But first of all, if you are listening to this and you have someone in mind, or you think a friend of yours could really benefit from hearing this, not only subscribe yourself, but send this to someone else so that they can benefit from all this information as well. So going back onto criticism, when you criticize someone, you understand, you have to understand that it's always one of these three things. Or you do it because it makes you feel better in some way. So you are criticizing someone else by putting that person down. It makes you feel that like you are better or bigger. So when you think about it, it's quite twisted, but that's a way that we use as human beings to, if someone else is doing something wrong, then it makes me feel better about myself. The second thing is if you've been hurt. For example, if someone has acted in the way that your ego has taken badly, then criticizing them or putting them down helps you to not feel or kind of like go against that hurt feeling that that person has provoked in you. And the third thing is just a lack in general of love in general. If you are really a loving person and you know how to love and you love life and you love others really as you are meant to, and that we are here on this world to feel that love constantly, you don't need and you don't feel that need to criticize ever. Now, we are not saying that when you know all this knowledge and you practice it, that you are going to be perfect all the time. And we've said this many times before. We are all humans. We are all evolving. That's why we're here. It's not like we're going to get everything done and we're going to manage to be perfect at some point and then we'll be perfect forever on. Perfection doesn't exist. This is a journey, and you always evolve and evolve and evolve, and then sometimes you'll just have those bad days where you haven't managed to rise your energy and you'll catch yourself doing things that you think, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But at least be aware of it. Be aware that the need to criticize has got nothing to do with the other person. It's all about you. So just take a moment to reflect on yourself and say, why did I criticize this person? Was I hurt by something they said? Do I feel a little bit down about myself and it's making me feel better? Or am I just in a habit of generally criticizing others and I don't even realize it? It's just my day-to-day activities to talk about others. But definitely when you look at that and you reflect on that, you can start little by little taking that out of your life habits and bring in something that's going to serve you more. You know, you can easily change it once you realize it by actually countering it with some other thoughts. If you're having bad thoughts or you're saying bad things about someone, you can do the process in your own mind and say, you know what? I'm talking like this because I've been hurt or because I've got a little bit of self-doubt at the moment. So, you know, I'm fine and I'm going to do well and I love myself and I know I'm a great person and I know that I'm worthy and I know that I'm going to be successful. And when you build yourself up like that and you get a momentum going of feeling powerful and great, you'll see how at the time of, once you've done this process, you won't need to criticize that person anymore because you will feel so full and so great about yourself that all you want to do is spread love onto others. It's only when there's something that's touched your ego or some kind of self-doubt about yourself that is going to trigger this need for criticism. So just do it next time. Next time that you catch yourself criticizing someone, build yourself up. Say, I am worthy, I am great. Whatever has hurt me has got nothing to do with me. I know I'm a great person. Everyone isn't perfect all the time. Next time I'll do better. I know I'm going in the right direction. I know that I am seeking to be better every day and that's the best I can do. And you'll see by doing that, little by little, you'll detach yourself from others and their lives and you'll focus completely on yours. And your life will become so much more at peace and so much more loving.
Love, forgiveness, and compassion are three major words here. Love, forgiveness, and compassion. We all have baggage. You know, we all have a past, we all have experiences, so many different things from so many different angles with so many different people that we have all bruises around. Have you ever heard about the concept kintsukuroi, the Japanese concept, which is Japanese repair broken pottery with gold? And actually, because they repair it with gold, and in this comparison is with love, forgiveness and compassion, you repair it in such a beautiful way that the piece is more valuable and more beautiful because it was broken in the past. We have all been broken or bruised in some way, but you know what? I decide to repair it with gold and not with some mediocre, band-aid. Repair yourself with love. Love yourself, be forgiving about the past. There are so many things that we are carrying in our luggage that doesn't serve us anymore. And when we let it go and we see things from a different perspective, we can say, thank you, Laura. You reacted this way in the past on this situation because you were new at it. It was the first time you encountered this. You reacted the best way you could with the context and the knowledge you had at that moment. But now you are bigger, you're grown, and you learn from that. So this exact way of reacting to the situations is not serving you anymore. So just in a compassion way, say thank you. You protected me in the past. Now I let you go pattern. I let you go way of reacting. I let you go, sentence that I'm repeating to myself. This is why affirmations are important, but they need to be from your heart. They need to be from where you want to go. They need to be, you have to start rephrasing the way you are talking to yourself. And every time you notice you are being hurtful to yourself or too severe or unkind, those are the moments you have to pause and say, Laura, you're gonna be with yourself all your life, my darling. So you are making this difficult, to live with yourself. You have to start being kind because, we're together on this journey and people around may change, but you will stay with yourself. So how do you want to build a happy life, a life filled with passion and illusion and then, great things if you're hurting yourself? So forgive yourself, please, for all the mistakes from the past. They're in the past. They're gone. You're a new person. You have to stop looking to yourself from the eyes of the past. Start looking to yourself through the eyes of what's the best version of you, where you want to go, where do you want to build, which friends you want to surround yourself. And this is the basics for the next episodes, where we want to talk about how to build amazing relationships and how you can find friends as I build, beautiful relationships. And it's because of this, because it all starts in your heart, with you, with your self-talk. And then you attract the person that are compatible with who you really are. And you never need to put anyone down, because when you know yourself, when you love yourself, when you're kind to yourself, you can be also more empathic with others. Empathy is so important. And when you generate this empathy and compassion, and you see the others through the same kind eyes that you're now seeing yourself, you know that they have flaws also, and you can accept them with the flaws and see them through the eyes of the amazing person they can become, they can be. So you see how everything changes? The perspective changed, not only through you, but for others. And this is the basics of how we build and find the perfect relationships.
So just to go back on what Laura was saying about mistakes, something that came to my mind, and that is very, very important, is to understand that we have been taught that we have a lifelong journey. So from the moment we are born to the moment we die, and everyone takes count and takes notes of everything we've done. And then, they put that all together and then they describe you as a person. But that's not how the universe works, and that's not why we are here. Our only power is in the now. Our only power is in the present. From the present, we create the next reality, the next manifestation. Anything that you've created in the past, so what we would call mistakes, or what we would call successes. That really is just an old manifestation of your vibration in that moment, your feelings in that moment. That does not exist. That's not you anymore. The you is only the reflection of your feelings and your vibration in the now. So you can be anything at any time and any when, but it's created now. So if you manage, if you think of yourself, for example, as a bad person, or as a person that needs to do a lot of work on yourself, or that has a lot of flaws, you are creating at every point in time a similar version of yourself day after day after day because of that thought about yourself. If you could turn off a switch, or if someone banged you on the head hard enough that you didn't remember anything of your past and you couldn't remember who you were, and you just woke up and you were like, okay, I don't know who I am, but let's start life again, you would probably start to create very, very different things in your life, because you keep creating the same thing with your own thoughts about yourself. If you can change those thoughts about yourself instantly, if you could do that, you could start changing your life and turning it upside down completely as from tomorrow. So the work is really your own thoughts about who you are. And those thoughts about who you are have got to be uplifting, have got to be loving, have got to be understanding, because you have to build that version of yourself in your mind so that everything that you create in your powerful now is a better and better and more beautiful version of yourself in this manifestational world, in this world that we can see. So I just wanted to go on that subject when Laura was talking about mistakes, and now to go back to the other thing that I wanted to say is that when you love yourself truly, and when you have just this knowing of who you are and this unconditional love for yourself, you don't have any kind of necessity to see the negative in people or remove people. A lot of the time we try and remove people from our lives, like, oh, this one doesn't serve me because something bad came out of his mouth. This one doesn't serve me because... But in the end, you just like remove everyone from your life. Why? Because the trick is to observe in other people the good. Everyone has, okay, some people have maybe more things that you will observe that you don't like, and then others will have more things that you observe that you do like. But you will always attract from the other person the vision that you hold of them. What does that mean? That means that if you see the qualities of that person, if you talk about the qualities of that person, you will attract to your life that version of that person. If you say, for example, about your husband, I really love the way you look after the children. I really love the way you always think about bringing me a coffee in the evening. Or I really like how I can trust you. You're going to build that up in yourself and in him. And you will see that version of him over and over in your life. So just understand that everything that you're creating comes from you. So if what you are seeing on your outside world, whether it's people, whether it's situations, whether it's anything that you see, if it's not pleasing to you, it comes from you. Once you know that, you get your power back and you can start really doing the work.
We talk about a lot about this concept of now I'm an empowered person, I'm an empowered woman, I'm empowered. But what is power? I think there is a flaw here in the perception we have about power, because so many are using their influence or their power to put others down, to stand tall because they're like better than others. And you when you learn to really love yourself and see others through eyes of love and compassion and forgiveness, you never have to put anybody down, because you know your value, and you know that you do not have to lead by putting others down or manipulating others or using others or making others feel less so you stand out. You lead with love, and others that feel love and that want love in their life will follow. So what is real power? Power comes from love. Love is limitless. Love is perpetual. Love goes and continues. Tyranny and it happened in the past. I had a boss that was like the worst tyrant, like a dictator ever, and everybody was fearful. Things were working, but guess what? When I left the company some months later, everybody left, because we need to lead with love. We need to lead with the example of understanding others, and we have to understand that everybody is in a different path, and we see their path, or we want to interpret their path from our perception of our own reality, of our tunnel vision, but we don't know 99% of the things that are out there. So just love, compassion, and forgiveness need to be something that you have to practice more and more every day. And when you start doing it with yourself, to live a better journey with you, because you will have you for the rest of your existence, then everything comes more easier, and everything comes more pleasing, and the relationships you build with others are stronger and nicer. And a concept very important to understand, and also in positive psychology and neurology they are studying this, because the vulnerability is something that connects deeply with others, because society tells us to hide it, ego tells us to hide it, and I know that the flow here is like, some people will use your vulnerability against you, but when you do the law of attraction right, you attract only magnificent people. So you're never afraid anymore of being vulnerable, because your vulnerability, we all connect through that. We all, the vulnerability is the gold in your vase, when you repair yourself, and you're brighter and smarter and more valuable when you use it in your favor, when you use it beautifully, when you let things that doesn't serve you go away, and you understand others and you see others through a more clearer way. So this is the path, guys.
And also something that Laura was saying that's very important is love is the most powerful weapon you could ever have. Let me give you an example quickly. If someone is in front of you and might be insulting you, criticizing you, saying words that are very displeasing to you, and your response is with love, if you would reply to them, that's fine, that's your opinion about me, but I will keep on loving you because I just love you. That's totally like this, it removes completely the power that they had at that point. It just disempowers them completely, because how can you go against love? There's no way of going against love. I mean, the worst that could happen is a big enough ego would get even more annoyed because they don't have the response of negativity that they're actually seeking from you at that time, and it annoys them that you're so loving, but nothing can come out of that. If you reply with negativity, it's a never-ending battle. That's how wars are started. It's ego after ego after ego. But if at the moment that you start having negativity, you reply with an enormous amount of love, you disempower your opponent immediately, and that's how everything stops, and that's how everything transforms. And it's the most satisfying and rewarding way of answering. and living your life. It is just truly, truly, truly amazing and powerful. And that's why we wanted to start with self-love, because love is a very, very, very powerful weapon when you know how to use it correctly.
Those were beautiful words, Nadia. It's like, it's true, we have to live our lives with love. And I have friends that have asked me questions around, look, I don't have good self-confidence. I don't trust myself. I know all my flaws and I see my flaws, and I have to be a pillar for my family, for my kids, for how can I be strong when I see all these flaws in myself? I cannot. And what you have to understand is, when you apply the things we are saying in this episode, and you love yourself and you lead with love for yourself, you start rebuilding your pillars and you start rebuilding your vase with gold, and you are stronger, and your family benefits immediately from it, because you will not only be attracting more, good situations around you, more better people will come around, better ideas, you will be clearer, you will be more grateful about your life, and this love spreads. Anything that you are vibrating, your family will start catching it up. So the first thing you have to do to become stronger, to be a pillar, is love, compassion, and forgiveness. These are the 3 things you have to repeat, and your kids will catch up and they will live by this example. I mean, which better thing you want to pass to the next generation, or to the older generation? Maybe your parents will see how you are leading your life with these values that maybe they didn't have the information at their time to know this and apply it for them, and they will be so proud. And you are cutting bad threads of wrong habits and wrong things said into the family. So start with this, and it's the pillar for living a better life in all aspects of your life.
Okay, so now we've done a whole episode about self-love, and the next one, as Laura said at the beginning, is going to be about how to attract loving relationships, empowering relationships, positive relationships in any aspect of your life. It can be work partners, it can be friendships, any relationships that you have in your everyday life. So stay tuned for that one. That will be next week. And thank you for being with us again today, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Share the episode, give us some love, and it's always our pleasure to be here talking these things. We love our job. Bye bye. See you soon.